love poem.
Yay!
Cheese it up.
Extra cheese.
All the cheese. I found you for the first time in a forest on a midsummer's night. It was early July, and New England's air kept its promise for being unpredictable. You stood silhouetted against the iridescence others had planted on the landscape, flames extended from your fingers on chains that paled beside the fire behind your eyes. So I asked if I could take your picture. You didn't mind. In fact, the smile you gave me made me take one more. In that forest, I would come to find you lived the kind of life I'd once so admired, but your touch brought me back to a time I thought I needed to leave behind and made my heart race when I was fighting my hardest to keep it safe. So in spite of how right it felt to stand beside you, I ran. Back in the safety of our separate cities, we spent weeks tossing our too proud tongues and smirking cheeks across the ether until one day, you reached through our veils of valor, looking for a way to know me. And a little bird told me that if I could just let you in, just let myself give you enough of a glimpse through the cracks in my shield's veneer, you might have some suggestions on how best to mend them. So I proposed a game of 20 questions, in the hopes that by the end I'd come to comprehend whatever it was that still rendered me bent at the thought of your breath. But I knew I couldn't make this easy. Not for you, and especially not for me. So I asked you to tell me your earliest childhood memory of disappointment. By question 3, you knew the dreams of my past and my present in a few simple sentences. On 6, you took me around the world in maybe 80 words, but by 10, you were expounding upon every step of the journey toward your brightest enlightenment, taking time to get the sunlight just right. You described the windows, so bright it lingered long enough to lead you through the darkest corners of every room my memory holds. So for 11, you asked for odes on optimism and showed me tomes of unflattering truths. We got to 14 before 6.5 seasons of essays on reasons for being had passed between us. And I found you again in the dead of winter, a supposed post-apocalyptic New Year waiting just around the bend, but by then, I was already guessing at the impressions your footprints might leave to lead me to some safer ground. So when you showed up after months of gray with that same summer sky in your eyes, is when I'd stumbled upon them in some since-faded forest one early July. You left tracks in the snow that showed the way to a lifetime of springs thereafter. Now if only my eyelids were shutters, that every time I blink before you, I capture all those words again. Nice.
So Moonlighting has some really cool artwork.